Yeah, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence rain back up in this. So this video is going to be about the prophecy that I was given July 25th, 2019, and how it lines up with a terrible, fatal, totally fatal mistake that America made. On July 1st, for those who watch my videos, you're familiar with it. July 1st, 2019. The American government, not you, not I, passed a law that allows 20 states to marry any age of children. And the term that they use is no minimum age. So, July 1st, 2019. Now, I know you've been in the shock of COVID. Some of y'all are still shell shocked. That's the best word to use. A lot of people are shell shocked. That's not being funny. That's not being mocking. They're shell shocked. Literally, the real term, the real description of what shell shocked is. That's what they are. And so when I tell you 2019, a lot of y'all are not even hearing how close that is. How that's not a long time ago. That's COVID just got you shell shocked. July 1st, 2019, they passed laws in the American government, not any other place here on American soil. They went to government facilities. I'm going through the real acts. They went to government facilities and passed laws where children can be married to adults. July 1st, 2019. That's what happened. That's less than 3 years ago. Less than 3 years ago. Less than 3 years ago. They passed these laws in your country. This is what these clowns did. So that adults can marry now. Marry. Less than 3 years ago. Marry now. 3 years ago. Less than 3 years ago. I want to get this in your head when it happened. This is when it happened. This is the last act of pedophilia by law. This is the last act of the government. This is the last act that they did. This is the last act that your government did as far as laws of pedophilia. That's what it is. It's laws of pedophilia. And those laws were passed July 1st, 2019. That's a 2, a 0, a 1, and a 9. That's 2019. Not a long time ago, just 3 years ago, guys. A year before COVID. See how young, now you see how young that is now. A year before COVID. A year before COVID. They passed laws a year before COVID. I got to get this to sink into your head because you have to see where it happened. You have to see how short of a time ago this was. A year before COVID. That's relevant enough. That's all everybody's talking about. That's all everybody is experiencing as well. And so, see, this wasn't a long time ago. A year before COVID. A year before COVID? Just a year. Just 12 months before COVID. 12 months before COVID. Less than that, actually. But let's just look at a year. 12 months before COVID. They passed laws that allow adults to marry children in 20 states. That's almost half the country. Now, the month goes by of July 2019. The month goes by. On July 25th of that same month where these laws were passed, I received what I believe is a prophecy. I put it on Facebook. America is expired. Like how milk gets expired. America is expired. This is the prophecy I received July 25th, 2019, the same month that they passed these laws. I'm showing you the difference between false prophets and real prophets, because the real sign is not morality or a lack of it. It's the accuracy of what you speak. God uses you to speak comes to pass. That's the foundation. You can't change that foundation. No matter what you see in somebody's life, what makes someone a false prophet foundationally is they're speaking stuff and it's not happening. It's many people out there, and they're getting money too. They're getting money. They're getting money. I don't care if it's a church. I don't care if it's somebody on TV. These people that speak things and it don't happen, those are false prophets. See, in Christian America, Christianity in America, you think a false prophet is someone that's out here having sex and doing things, and they say they're a Christian or they say they're a prophet. You think that makes them a false prophet. That's not what makes them you can have a lot of prophets that's out there doing any and everything. Look at the Bible. There was many people that were on that level that were sinning and doing anything. Now, did that make them a false? Did that make them falsehood? No, it did not. It's many prophets or in people in the Bible that did wrong. Did they turn to a false prophet? So you see my point? It's not a lack of morality that makes a false prophet. It's a lack of stuff not happening that you say it was going to happen. Because as I have to cover this. A real prophet is someone that speaks. It happens. A false prophet is someone who speaks and nothing happens. Nothing happens as they said it would. The operation of a prophet or prophetess is speaking and it happens. That part. They speak and it happens. That's a prophet foundation. So for the American definition of a false prophet is this: someone that either say they are a prophet, or someone that says someone else said they are a prophet, but they feel that you're not a prophet because you have sin in your life. You have things that you do that are wrong. So they feel like you're a false prophet because of that. Go in the Bible, anybody that you respect, you can see them doing things that are sinful. Because that's what people do. They see you smoking a cigarette. Oh, he's a false prophet. Why? How am I a false prophet? Did everything I say come true? Is everything I'm saying prophetically in these videos not coming to pass now? It's coming to pass right now. All the stuff I told you about. That's a real prophet. Not only do they give prophecies, they say stuff casually, and it's prophetic, and it goes and it shows you the future. That's another way you know a true prophet. They're not just saying, okay, this or that. Everything they're saying is prophetic. Almost everything they say when they're talking in a way of talking about world affairs and things going on, they're speaking prophetically the whole time. And that's why you see everything they're saying coming to pass. Not just one statement prophecy, if you will. All the little things they've been saying was all prophetic nuggets and warnings. All of it. And now that's a prophet. So I have to show you that, because people will say, well, we see this in his life. I can show you prophets that have stuff in their life. The true foundation, which a lot of people are envious of, is that the fact that you say something and it happened. So now that you have that foundation of what it is, what a prophet is, let me show you what happened. Like I said, July 1st, 2019. This is me all unaware. I had no idea. July 1st, 2019, they passed laws for people to marry children. I was just like every American. I didn't know. But the same month, God gave me, I believe, a prophecy to say America is expired. I didn't know what happened. And God knows I'm telling the truth. I didn't have any outward sign to influence that. Not enough. If you look back at July 2019, really nothing was going on. And the month before that, nothing really was going on. So there was no outward indications of in the news or anything that influenced me putting on Facebook that America is expired. But as you can imagine, doesn't it make sense? I find out this law was passed the same month I received that prophecy. Earlier, and I had no indication whatsoever of this. Nothing. No one reported it. I didn't see it. And then I received a prophecy 24 days later. America didn't even make it out of the month of passing that law. They was expired. They got expired for it. See, because in 2019, July 1st, the American community was this is only less than 3 years ago. So it's really the same culture, really the same times and everything. Less than 3 years ago, probably the same culture pretty much, except for COVID. And what COVID has done and some other things, people becoming more violent and things like that. But as far as the perspective for children, that has not changed in the past 3 years. So in other words, basically the American community as a whole has the same perspective towards children that they had 3 years ago, right? Not 10 years ago, 3. Less than 3, 2 years and some change. Pretty sure they got the same perspective. And that perspective is people that do things to people's children should die. Being an adult, I ain't talking about children messing around. You can't kill a child for messing around with another child. I mean, but adults with children, that can be a person's death sentence. Okay? So why is America passing laws in July 1st, 2019 that lets people marry children. Less than 3 years ago. Perspective is people that mess around children, for the most part, should die or go to jail forever and rot in hell. But yet, your American government knew this is the perspective of their people. So why would they pass laws for you? Because the laws are for you. Laws are for the citizens, right or wrong. Laws are not for the government. Laws are for the citizens. The laws are for the citizens. So if you don't think like this, then why are they passing? Why are they offering you these laws? That's an offering. They offered you this. You can do this. It's satanic. Think about it. They offered that to the American community. Did you ask for that? Did you ask for that? That's why you have to separate, because the time it's a time of destruction. I know you was busy doing your thing, so was I. Just like you, I was busy doing my own thing. And then there's warped-minded people that come along doing their thing. And it's warped-minded. Knowing that you would kill for children, they passed laws less than 3 years ago where people can marry them. People can marry them here in America. Legal children, not 17, 16. No, way lower than that. That's the age of consent. There's many laws. No, that's not 16 and 17. That's single digits they can marry. Hey, this is a laws are technical. If they say a certain thing in the law, that can be taken to court and held against those who pass the laws. So every law is technical. It has to be. Or that makes anybody liable that passed the laws. So if they say no minimum age, that's what it means. Because you can take this law to court, and let's say a situation comes up where you are liable or you are held, you are arrested. The technicality of the law, no minimum age will set anybody free from any marriage that they were in with someone well underage in the state where that law is allowed. That's the technicality of that law, and it's real. If they go to court with some child and say, well, you said no minimum age. It's not Jedi mind tricks. It's not taking advantage of it to the full degree. The term itself is taking advantage of children to the full degree. No minimum age, that's like you don't even care. Any age, that's fine. They passed that less than 3 years ago. Less than 3 years ago with that particular term. Not the age of consent, not the 44 states with child marriage. The no age minimum. This is the new level. This is the new level that they came up with. If it couldn't get any worse. Now it's no minimum age. So I received a prophecy after that law was passed with that term of any age of children. 24 days later, I received a prophecy that America's expired. God is not playing, because you see what you do is you think that you can explain it. You can't explain that. Oh, well, we don't really are, like you confused about what an adult and a child is. Like you're confused about what adults should be with. Like you're confused about that. That's how they try to play on your mind. Like we don't really know what's right. We don't really know. Who really knows? And then they try to go back to ancient societies and all these different places in history. That's how they try to beat you. It doesn't matter though. You know that laws are for the community, right? Laws are for the community. So why would you pass laws? And this is how they're beaten. Laws is for the community. So why would you pass laws that are for the American community that is a smack in the face to the American community? That is very insulting and offensive to the point of killing someone to the American community. Why would you pass laws in a land that hates pedophiles? Why would you pass laws in a land that kills pedophiles, that allows adults to marry them less than 3 years ago from now? Why did you do that? It doesn't reflect the values of the people. There's no one out here want to marry a child, right? We want fully grown body, right? We want a fully grown human being, which is 18 and up. That's what everybody really wants, right? So why would you have laws that do not reflect the state of mind of your community? Who are they for, in other words? And there we have it. It's for the pedophiles. It's not for you. I'm pretty sure the government knows how the American community think about children. So if it's not for them, who is it for then? It's for people that do it. Obviously, I'm not being a jerk. It's for people that do it. It's for people that do it. So you pass laws for pedophiles. You got to be smart to follow this and get this, guys. You got to be smart. It doesn't reflect, these people know these laws don't reflect how you feel about children. They know that. So who is it intended for if you're not going to do it? And what would be the purpose of doing it if no one is going to do it? Again, what would be the purpose of passing these laws if no one is going to do it? Any kind of sense that makes? Doesn't make no sense, does it? Anyone passing laws, any people, politicians passing laws that no one would do? They did it for people that do it. It's put it as simple as it is. They did it for people that do it. Obviously, right? You don't do it, so it ain't made for you. So it's made for people that do it. Which means the laws were made for people that are attracted to children. Okay, if you're marrying them, you're attracted to them, right? Safe enough to say that. So by definition, a pedophile is someone that is an adult that is attracted to children. So these laws are specifically for those who are attracted to children, which are pedophiles, which make these laws for pedophiles. It's not for you. And they understand that. They're not stupid. I've never called them stupid. They understand that when making these laws and the hearings are made to make these laws, it doesn't reflect American community. This law was passed less than 3 years ago, guys. Has anything drastically changed besides COVID and this killing in the minds of the people to where your values are not the same anymore? Has that happened to you yet? It's going to happen in the future. A lot of people's values are going to change. They're going to do whatever. They're going to kill. They're going to do whatever. If the Lord tarries, people will have a lack of morality. Okay? But right now, it's safe to say that people pretty much feel the same way. People that play with children should die. So if they know that that's the state of American citizens for the most part, and the American culture, the music, the movies, it reflects protecting children. You can go watch see all the movies made up into 2019, July 1st. And you can see that for the most part, the culture is about protecting the children, shielding the children from evil. Okay? So why would American government that should be well aware of the American culture, the people they passing the laws for, and how they would feel about these laws? Look at that. They wasn't even fearful about people wanting to kill them and protest against them. Obviously not. When they know this is in a direct contrast of the American community's perspective. Any good-hearted people, any military police want to pass laws for children to be married? Any Christians want laws passed for children to get married? I'm just making it clear to you. I'm showing you how you have nothing to do with it. Your perspective is totally directly opposed to it. So why are they making laws for you when the laws are made for the citizens? For you to marry children in 20 states? It's for people that do it. It's that simple. And they know it. You think they made it for people that don't do it? You think they just did it to make you mad? They did it to anger you. They did it for people that do it. And then 24 days later, not even a month later, the Lord gave me a prophecy, I believe, that America's expired. Enough was enough. Then you got COVID the next year. A year later, after that law was passed, COVID was on the scene. July 1st, 2020, we was in the heat of the summer, in the heat of COVID, all at the same time, simultaneously. So see, a lot of you think you're spiritual, but you don't know how to follow spiritual activity. You don't know spiritual occurrences. You don't know how to follow them. And it's a spiritual. It's a case of being spiritually blind. Okay, you can't make this up. I receive a grand prophecy. I receive a prophecy that big. America's expired. You know what it takes. You know if there had nothing had happened, how that would have looked. But less than a year later, you had COVID after that prophecy. Yes, less than a year later, before July 1st, 2020, you had COVID. I received the prophecy in the same month a law was passed, which is an indication that was a wrong move. I'm gonna say that again. I received the prophecy in the same month that law was passed, which shows that was a wrong move. Most people would assume that it happened in the same month you passed the law. Less than a month, same month. Then you receive the law of prophecy that your country is expired now. Now, I didn't know anything that was going on. I knew nothing. That's prophecy. When you know nothing and you receive America's expired and the country mad at you about it. Yeah, they were. They were mad at me. They were mad at me. And now you understand why it had to happen. They passed laws against your children. They passed laws to marry your children. Yeah, it might not mean much to you. You might think I'm being obsessive, and I'm not. I'm being passionate about letting you know what happened. Letting you know why this has to happen. Letting you know where they're wrong. Letting you know where the future is. Letting you know how we can be free. It's all here on a platter. You don't got to shoot no guns. You ain't got to blow up no buildings. All you have to do is pull this information to the top of the flagpole, which holds that flag, and let it wave. Let the truth wave in the air, just like they love to wave them flags. Let the truth wave in the air. Tell all your friends, tell all your family, tell everyone that can comprehend, even children. Tell everybody. Yeah, let the children know. That's right. Walking around here thinking, got your children walking around here thinking they're in a lovely place. Like this country loves their children. No, you need to let your children know. They're passing laws to do nasty things with children. You need to let them know that. As soon as they're able to understand, yes, 13 up should know. 13 up should know. 13 and up should know the state of your country allowing adults to marry children. Your 13-year-olds and up should know. Don't have to walk around like this is their lovely land. This land loves them. That's why all this stuff is happening. Your children are not, you don't even tell them. You got to stop being bashful about talking about things like this. Why are you bashful? Why are you shy? You're grown. You can't talk about this? So see, it leaves me to be a man to talk about it. Somebody got to talk about it. It's a dirty job. Somebody got to do it though. I know people get squeamish and they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear it. That explains why nothing is being done. That explains why you didn't even venture into seeing what the laws are concerning children, because you're so squeamish about it all. You're so squeamish about it all. And then it takes people like me, who they've accused and they play with, and who God loves, to reveal it to you. Now, see, you thought I was the enemy. When I said America's expired, you thought I was some vigilante enemy. But see, they had passed a law that same month